make it flow. Think of it, dream of it, in the morning, night and noon. St. Martin is sweet home, and to it I'll give my life to keep on shining with the sunshine that comes out in the morning. We made a sacrifice to get it where it is now.
Thank you for staying with us for this broadcast of the 62nd annual St. Martin Day celebration. We continue now with the second portion of the programming. If you're just joining us, please call a friend. There's a lot more to share with you about Sweet St. Martin Day.
Not every fight does start with the lick of a drum and the pounding of foot on pavement. Some does start with a gentle whisper, like a cool breeze just blow past your ear and something inside of you that starts stirring. Quietly at first, a little irritation in your body like a pebble in your shoe. You're walking and keep forgetting, but slowly it starts to grate on you. You sit down and start to wonder, but what is they out here really doing? Tis that what it really mean? They decide our fate, our journeys, and how they should happen, when and where we coming and going, and something you know ain't feeling right, ain't sitting good inside your body. You continue to hear this whisper, a buzzing in your ear like a mosquito that won't just let you be, a nagging, a pulling, a tugging at your coattails. But when the people had first come out and take to the streets, you decided, I just go and stay here to the side because that problem don't really concern me. But then the whisper became louder, a steady thumping, a steady humming, a steady lick and roll of the drum, a rhythm that slowly picked up in your heart, in your soul, and you finally found and understood where it was coming from. The belly of your ancestors was rolling and groaning because they were upset. Wherever they were lying deep in this soil, they were looking and perturbed by what was going on. See, they understood that this nonsense that was happening was never a thing in their time, because they fought back hard and strong to make sure that we was always one. Because when one side get free, they make sure tell their brothers and sisters come over, because there ain't no bother for we. There was always unity here in these streets. And now somebody come from someplace, always a foreign man or woman in this case, to decide that what was normal, what was right, what was good, what was a blessing to this land is a problem cause of a virus. Virus, they say, must stop at the border because cases rising. Oh yes, 'tis that they say. At first we went along because there was a health concern unification. But then they really decide they only stopping people from one side. 'Tis then we decided that maybe it's time we take back this land. It's time we take a stand. They always say that we passive, and I think they feel that mean they could do what they want with we. But some of us, our bellies just keep growling. We just hear the pounding in our heads constantly. So whenever it comes time to take foot and hit pavement, we just move fast, we just move strong. So on September 16th, we decided to finally roll out, to come out, to unite, to remember the call of the ancestors, to remember how they stood up, to remember how they were always there for each other, together, never seeing no border that did not exist. We decided for once and for all, we go and stand together to mobilize and act as one, unified. And although it took some of us a little longer to get there, we did, because we realized that this unique place we like to call Sweet St. Martin Land, This place we like to call home to many and for all who decide to set foot on this soil to love this island paradise. This was our land, entrusted to us by the ancestors who lie buried in its dust to protect what they had always fought for, freedom to roam this land as one island, one people, one destiny. And ain't nobody ever gonna come here and take that from we.
Without a night's entertainment. I sing so the youths of today can know the things that we had yesterday, and they all now gone and gone. I shed tears, plenty tears, whenever I reminisce my childhood days and all my dreams of St. Martin. Things has changed so rapidly, it seems. Our ancestral customs, historically, everything is now just history. So, oh, St. Martin, sweet St. Martin, where has your culture gone? Mr. Lamoni no longer play in Phillipsburg on a holiday. We don't dress in orange clothes for the Queen's birthday. We don't see no donkey race in town. We can't pick salt out of that pond. Where has our culture gone? I am asking you, where has our culture gone? As a boy, without toys, there were so many things that I enjoyed. Now no trace or any place to remind me of my old ancestral race. The old governor's house and the Cathy's property, the beach club hotel now sits on our history. So tell me, oh, holiday. We don't dress in orange clothes for the Queen's birthday. No more. We don't see no donkey race in town. We can't get salt out of the pond. Where has a culture? I am asking you, where has a culture gone?
Sweet salt, sweet salt. Sweet salt, sweet salt. Sweet salt, sweet salt.
We bend, we back, and we pick the salt, and we fingers burn. We bend, we back, and we pick the salt, and we fingers burn. From the morning to the night, they got me picking with all we might. Sweet salt, sweet salt. We bend, we back, and we pick the salt, and we fingers burn.
Oh, porcelain. I begot Nancy Patient.
Oh, porcelain, oh, slave, oh, porcelain, I began emancipation. Oh, porcelain, oh, slave, oh, porcelain, I began emancipation. I've been working for a long, long time right on this island. I've been working for a long, long time myself in an island. Oh, porcelain, oh, slave, oh, porcelain, I began emancipation.
St. Martin is a friendly island.
St. Martin, this is a beautiful island.
St. Martin is a nice island. St. Martin is nice. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, what a paradise. People are free, no matter who they may be. Sing it. Our weather is great. It's such a lovely place. We salute you in our ways with a simple song of praise. Welcome to my island in the sun. People so warm, so friendly to everyone. The girls are made of marmalade. Hey, and the sea turns golden when the sun fades. St. Martin is a friendly island. St. Martin is a unique island. French side and Dutch side, the only island like this. A governor and deputy, the only island like this. Collectivity and parliament, the only island like this. St. Martin is a friendly island.
You know what song that got me like St. Martin?
St. Martin, so beautiful. St. Martin, so wonderful. People friendly and nice and gentle. Love God and every nature. Come on, everyone to St. Martin. St. Martin, so beautiful. St. Martin, so wonderful. People friendly and nice and gentle. Love God and every nature.
Tis we on ting.
Tis me on ting.
Tea on ting. Tis we on ting.
Who you for? Tell me. Who you for? I need to know. Who you for? Before I push up on your bumper, I need to know. Who you for? Before I ask you for your number, I need to know. Who you for? Before I push up on your bumper, I need to know. Who you for? Who you for? Who you for?
Now it's time for all of us to ease down and take it back to a song we all got to be had. sweet, St. Martin's land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains green variously and sunlight sheen. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty fairly nice. Happy St. Martin's Day!
I decide to write a letter to the SCDF, telling them they should know better, but they act like they deaf. Calypsonians crying, and the art from dying. Push we out the way and put Calypso on Easter Monday. They're busy promoting Marshall Montano show. They ain't doing nothing to help enhance Calypso. This thing is a big shame. This year for St. Martin, we celebrating, but we pushing Calypso right down the drain. It's hip hop and reggae. You're promoting here every day. Bachata and merengue, leading us to Juve. Calypso, you won't fade. It's as if you throw it away. Your movie show from before Juve and put it Easter Monday. But I'm telling all you that come what may, Calypso is here to stay. It's because you love the art form you decide to boycott. You say you're not going to perform Easter Monday or not. You're standing for justice, which SCDF must practice. I'm sure people know you're fighting for what's better for Kaiso. But while you're boycotting, Calypso still suffering. And while you're complaining, the committee ain't listening. But you should be grateful to this art form, be faithful. I know it ain't right, but all you should be on this stage tonight. It's hip hop and reggae. We promote it here every day. Bachata and merengue, leading us to Juve. Calypso, you won't fade. It's as if you throw it away. Your movie show from before Juve and put it Easter Monday. And I'm telling all you that come what may, Calypso is here to stay. And the local radio stations, all you should be shamed. Promoting all other nations except St. Martin. Foreign music playing, nothing from St. Martin. Even the DJs, they don't play any local song nowadays. But you'll hear them pushing music from the whole world. That is so disgusting. Calypso won't play at all. Only in this season, you'll hear Calypso playing. Till next year, my friend, you won't hear our next Kaiso again. It's hip hop and reggae. They promote it here every day. Bachata and merengue, leading us to Juve. Calypso, you won't fade. It's as if you throw it away. Your movie show from before
sacrifice to get it where it is now.
My name is Alfonso Bladen, and I'm an aspiring historian, and at the same time, I'm also the application manager for government in the DACO system. Adversity. The best I can explain adversity is when I look at myself with a current battle or challenge I'm facing. I was recently diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer and not given much time to live. But here I am, still walking strong, and when I got the news of my diagnosis, to a certain point, I wanted to give up. But then I thought back, there were so much wonderful St. Martin people rooting and backing me and praying for me that I could not let them down by just going out like that. And because of that, because of the St. Martin people and the strength that they instilled into me with all the love that they poured out for me, it made me stronger and made me want to fight my challenge or my affliction even more than anyone would usually do that. And because of that, I am still here today with you. You know, one thing I noticed while researching history here in St. Martin, one of the first things you tend to hear is, oh, St. Martin don't have history, St. Martin don't have culture. But I've proved that wrong so many times. We have so much history and culture that I myself, after 35 years of researching, I am still learning more and more about St. Martin. And as a matter of fact, I am learning that the St. Martin people, they have so much to give and share when it comes to our culture, our oral traditions. And there is so much out there. And one thing I am so elated about is the fact that finally the awareness is starting to grow within our people for their history and their culture. Over the period, or over the last 35 years, what I've seen within our people is the fact that they are so they are so strong, and they are proud people of their heritage, and they have no problem sharing it with you. And that now it actually raises the, or increases the love that I personally like to see, or want to see within our people, for when it comes to, you know, loving yourself, loving where you came from, and loving everything that has to do with St. Martin. With that said, I would like to wish the entire population or the people of St. Martin a very, very happy, safe St. Martin Day. Go out there, enjoy yourself, of course. Stay safe once again, but enjoy your St. Martin's Day. And I should add, St. Martin's Day has an extra special meaning for me this year, or from now on. It was last year, November 11th, when I got my diagnosis that I had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Yes. On St. Martin's Day, while I was worried that I was not here My first St. Martin Day in 35 years. I was worried that I was not here to take my pictures and enjoy it with my people. And there I was getting this news. But nevertheless, because of that, St. Martin Day also has this other special meaning for me. It shows me that I am also strong, like St. Martin, and I am going to beat this affliction that I have.
No hustle, no worries. Everything was perfect. I had family and friends, everything a girl could ask for. But it became too much. Kids got too many, work got too heavy. I needed something to release me. It's eating me inside, but I really don't wanna cry. I need to find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Open your arms, receive me, embrace me with your great love. Please don't reject me. Give me a chance to rebuild a strong foundation. I've been so lost, oh, for so long. I need to find my way home, 'cause I'm so homesick. And again, I'm asking you to help me find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. I'm still trying to figure out how could I been such a fool to forget that it's only you who can keep me safe. Your love is unconditional. Nowhere else in this world will I find a love so free. Back to your heart, there's nothing for me to find. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Find my way without you, I'm fighting to be safe without it. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way. Find my way back to your heart, to be safe in your arms. As long as you stay by my side right from the start, I will find my way.
Rumba mami rumba, rumba papi rumba. Rumba mami rumba, rumba papi rumba. Ay. Aquí, allá.
Rumba, mami, ay. Rumba, mami, rumba. Rumba, papi, rumba. Everybody now dancing away. The rumba. Dancing up to the soca merengue. The rumba. This music is really sweet and jumpy. Aye. It have the DJs rocking the party. It's rumba fever, spreading all over. From Colombia to Venezuela. It's rumba fever, spreading all over. From Santo Domingo to Puerto Rico. Saint Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. Saint Martin rumba, dulce azúcar. Saint Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. Saint Martin rumba, tienes azúcar. La cintura, mami, solamente la cintura, mami. Ay. Aquí, allá. Now you get it, and you have it. You must protect it, so you could jam with the soca music. Mix with salsa, and on up St. Martin. You getting rumba, rumba fever, spreading all over. From Colombia to Venezuela. Rumba fever, spreading all over. From Santo Domingo to Puerto Rico. Saint Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. Saint Martin rumba, dulce azúcar. Saint Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. Saint Martin rumba, tienes azúcar. Di rumba, ay. Di rumba, ay. Rumba fever, spreading all over. From Colombia to Venezuela. Rumba fever, spreading all over. From Santo Domingo to Puerto Rico. Saint Martin rumba.
I am Carlson Velasquez, Bernardo Velasquez, and I was born in Aruba, in San Nicolas, Aruba, on the 2nd day of July 1937. And I came here, my mother brought me here on a steamship called the Baralt when I was 6 months old. So I don't know if you would want to call me a St. Martin, but I feel like one. The same boat, Baralt, only used to come to St. Martin twice a year, every 6 months. And people were very poor. But we had a lot of food, but not no luxury and all that. And on the Baralt, sometimes they would bring American apples. And people were so poor. My mother had 6 of us, and she had to slice one apple between the 6 of us. She couldn't afford anything different. So it was like that, but we had abundance of fish and meat from the hills. and chickens in the yard, and everybody used to plant a little plantation. Even in town, every yard nearly was a plantation. They had peas, potatoes, plums, you name it, all, even wine grapes. I used to plant my mother's yard out for her. I had pomegranate, I had, you name it, black-eyed peas, pigeon peas, Banavis peas, and potato, sugar cane. We used to plant everything. Papaya, soursop, sugar apples, yes. And they used to catch the shrimp from the fresh pond just about nearly every night, and they would sell them what we call 10 cents for a saucer, which means a 25-cent piece, because we used to call a 2.5-cent piece a cent. So 10 of those, 10 placards like in Curacao, we call that 10 cents.
So can you reflect on hurricanes of back in the day, or any like World War II? You were telling us about World War II.
Yeah, I was born just before World War II. And I remember having to go down when I was about 5 years old. My brother Tony and myself, he was even younger. But children in those days were more advanced than the children of today. We had work to do. We had to work. You couldn't play all day like that. No, you had chores to do. So we had to go by Abercannagito or the Orania Cafe, like 3 times a week to collect ration with a green card and I think it was a red card. Ration means that maybe 2 pounds of flour and a pound of sugar, and that's all. But Abercannagito knew my mother and them well, so he used to give us overs. So we really didn't pass through a real ration. And Anguilla used to help St. Martin, and Sable.
So
I don't know where Anguilla was getting their stuff from.
So this was during the World War II period.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what other big calamity that did St. Martin experience when you was a child, and how did we survive it?
Well, we had many hurricanes.
What can you tell me about them?
I could remember a big one in 1950. They didn't use the name hurricanes at the time. And then they had one in 1955 on the 2nd day of January. On a Sunday, it hit St. Martin about 1:30, and I was on the Blue Peter deck when she went aground in Aisha Pond. And I was the only one on her deck when she came afloat, because I took her off single-handedly with God angels that helped me. My stepfather worked on that boat about 2.5 months with about a crowd of men. And I keep telling myself, but the more weight they put on this boat, the harder ground she will become. But he couldn't see it that way. And then when they gave her up as lost, I went over, and in 5 days I had Blue Peter afloat, me alone. And I asked God to let his angels help me, because there's no way I could pull that boat by my one self. So I know I had help from the heavens.
You also talked about the hurricanes. What did it do to St. Martin? Do you remember what the island looked like, and how did we rebuild after that?
Yeah, it distressed St. Martin very much. In those days, we only had mostly wooden houses and things like that. And it's funny that those wooden houses used to stand up to hurricanes better than the ones today. And then in 1960, we had Hurricane Donna. Well, Donna was like equally powerful or even more powerful than Hurricane Luis. But it didn't last that long. That struck at like 10 o'clock at night. I remember living in a house in Sucker Garden by my one self. And it just was a 2-room house. It didn't even have steel, concrete steel, ring beam or nothing. In fact, over the doors was crack, threatening to come down. And I had the government pick up. I used to drive for the agriculture department. And I had the government pick up. And during the lull, I got out, get in a pickup and park it behind the house so that when the wind hit from the south, the pickup would help support it because it was rocking. And you know, during that lull, I claimed my rifle and took it to son and put it in my suitcase. And I remember hearing on the radio from Puerto Rico, now I don't know if they were telling the truth or what, but they said the center is now over the island of St. Martin, and it had just close to the center was sustained miles of 225 miles per hour. It was a very powerful storm. So I don't know if it ever did reach that power, but they said that, so maybe it was a mistake if it's not true. So I'm not lying, I'm only telling you what I heard.
And how did you feel, we St. Martiners? How did we describe how the St. Martin people work together to build back up after that?
Well, in those days, people used to help each other. They call it jollification. You would come help me build my house, and then when you get material, we all come and help you build yours. Nobody charge each other. And after Hurricane Donna, my bed was soaking wet because that house, I slept in it 2 years without windows or doors. And I used to pay Mr. Henson $5 a month for it, which was like $500 now. Yeah. And I had to sleep on my gate. I had a nice big gate, and I brought it in, and I slept on the gate, just put some rags on it and slept on that for like a week until the mattress dry out.
I cannot play my instrument since I married Millicent. Cannot play my instrument since I married Millicent. From the time the lady wake, not have a tax for heaven's sake. She said she like to play the tune. Remember the old time honeymoon saxophone. Leave me sax alone. You're blowing the tongue of truth. You can't make the note saxophone take care you have your truth. Leave my sax alone. Blowing it out the truth. You can't make the note saxophone take care you have your truth. Into the middle of the night, Millicent, she had me in a fight, blowing off the things before she could. Look, she nearly waked the neighborhood. I said, but Millie, that is not right. You can't disturb the peace at night. The neighbor that talking what I've said. I gotta play before I go to bed. Saxophone, leave my sax alone. You're blowing it out the truth. You can't make the note saxophone take care you have your truth. Leave my sax alone. You're blowing it out the truth. You can't make the note saxophone take care
Well, who she start to blow. I had no right to tell her no. And he read no song. Let go me broken saxophone. Saxophone. Leave my sax alone. Saxophone. You're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your heart be true. Saxophone. Won't you leave my sax alone? Saxophone. When you're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your heart be true. Don't leave my sax alone. Saxophone. You're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your heart be true. Saxophone. Leave my sax alone. Saxophone. Blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your heart be true.
Hi, my name is Bianca Dykhoffs, also known as BB Bad. I'm a dancer and a DJ, and there's been so many things along my journey that I've been through, so much adversity, starting with my struggles in school and wanting to be an artist, and then moving to New York and trying to find my place and establish myself as an artist and achieve the things that I knew I wanted to achieve. And then beyond that, it was finding like-minded people, finding my community. And so even as a DJ now, there's certain struggles that I face, just being in an industry that is male-dominated. So there's so much that I've been through as an artist from St. Martin. But one thing I feel like, no matter what I've been through, even if it took me some time to just live in that moment of the adversity, like, I always pull myself out. You know, I always had that strength and that motivation to make it out and pull myself out, no matter how hard the struggle was, no matter if it was just me against everybody, me against my career, me against myself. I always had moments when I was like, okay, you know what, like, you need to do this, you need to pull yourself out for what you love. So I would say I remember moving to New York and spending my first 6 months there, like thinking like, yes, this is the start to my career. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't love this place. Like, it's a concrete jungle. I miss home. Like, I can't connect to these people. Nothing is really happening the way that I want it to happen. And I remember wanting to give up. So I actually came back home, and spending time back home with my family, with my friends, it reminded me of who I was, and that I was able to go out there and make my dreams happen. I was able to triumph over any struggles that I was having to make my dreams come true. And I went back out to New York, and I was like, you know what? We need to do this work. We need to represent for St. Martin, because my people are the ones who gave me all this strength to push through no matter what. And so I need to give back, and I need to represent who we are as a people. And so everything took time, but eventually, you know, everything happens when you love what you do, when you walk with a clean spirit, when you work hard, things happen. And so eventually I overcame certain things that I was going through, and here I am today. So I think as an artist, or no matter what you decide to pursue in life, there's always going to be struggles. There's always going to be things that you go through that other people might not understand. It's going to be a hard journey, and I think that that's just life, you know. But when you love what you do, and when you know what you truly want in life, you have to push, you have to work hard, you have to be determined, you have to be dedicated to what it is that you love, and know that the things that you want the most take the most time to manifest. And that's perfectly fine, but it's like, keep working, keep pushing, and no matter who is not rooting for you, like, you know deep in your heart what's for you, and you know that St. Martin always loves people who represent, because we are small, but we are resilient, and we triumph over everything that we go through. So just know that once you decide what your path is, like, we support you 100%, and you are never a failure in our eyes. Like, somebody out there is always proud of you for taking that next step to getting us out there. So with that being said, happy to St. Martin's Day.
My island in the sun, 2 parts, but we behave as one. You've been there when my days were dark, no one to call. I followed my heart back to you, and even though I'm feeling powerless, I'm trying my best to do my best. stay on. Alone, yeah, checking out my neighbor like, yo, hold on, it's too strong. 7 to 1. Just don't give up. We won't give up on you. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. I won't give up on you. It's been like a week since I heard from my mama. Trying to find peace, but it's been a tough summer. I cannot breathe knowing that you are fine now. Looking at me, looking back like what? How can this be? This is deep, it's a cut. But we were eyes on, surrounded by love. And I know it's hard, I know it's a lie. Just know I'll always have your back. There was a time and there was a place. It takes one man to make the change. I'm first in line and you know my face. It won't go fast, but it in a race. Like, oh, hand in hand, and we can do it. We will make it through, you know it. Drawing from the well, walls caved in, no roof. Lying to cover the truth, like, I won't give up, though. We won't give up on you. No, 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 no. We won't give up. We won't give up on you. We won't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. I won't give up on you.
I trust that you are enjoying the presentation thus far. So please stay tuned. If you haven't yet called a friend, now is the time. Call them, stay tuned, there's more to come.